Um, Transgender Bathroom Laws.
Ooh.
This is an interesting question. So, if you guys don't know, if you're not familiar,
Guys, please.
basically, I'm gonna give the background, right? Basically, in New York, in New York City, right? And I don't know if you guys know this. You're both come from out of town. You can go. It's the bathrooms are legally. You can go in any bathroom technically, and it's not like a thing. Whatever like you identify with. So like you could walk in the woman's bathroom. You could identify as a woman or whatever. And now, granted, I've been in a lot of bathrooms in New York. I don't like using the bathroom in New York anyway, right? Because it just sucks. But so it's already like bad. So, but yeah, I've never had a thing where.
Is it in regards to a public or private institution?
This is let's just go across the board. But yeah, we'll say public. I'm pretty sure in New York, for sure in New York public institutions, anyone can walk in any bathroom.
Or are you sure it's not private? Because that's what a lot of places do.
No, I'm talking about like I don't know if you ride the trains here, but if you ride the train in New York, it says if you gotta go, you gotta go. Any bathroom, you know what I mean? Yeah. NYC, it's like the official like NYC logo that they use for everything.
But do they still have male bathrooms here, like male and female?
Yeah, it's still male and female, but like say like if you went into the bathroom and like you say you identify as a female, you go in there, use the bathroom, wash your hands, and leave. You're not gonna get in any trouble. Now, if you're in there like taking pictures of women or something, and like then yeah, you're gonna get like prosecuted, right? But like anyone would, but yeah.
I mean, so what am I replying to?
So the question is, what do you think about people from the opposite sex being able to use different bathrooms?
I mean, I was kind of hoping for something better, but I'll bite the bait. I don't think that we as a people, because that's what a government is. I don't think we as a people should be indulging the fantasies of the mentally ill. We gotta help them. But yeah.
Okay.
We gotta help people, and that's what I want to do. And I think that this is not helping people.
Yeah.
But I mean, we have family bathrooms. We do have co-ed bathrooms on top of male and female. So it's like, I mean, it doesn't matter as long as like, we could have this. But as long as we work on mental illness and helping people, then we could have this, and it won't matter as long as we're helping people. Because I want to make sure that people are being helped, and I feel that this is a way of just saying, oh, well, we've washed our hands with these people. We don't. It doesn't matter what happens now. The job's done. We're just gonna leave it there, and there we go. No one's getting help.
That's what you're saying. There's still more work to do. I agree with that. There's still more work to do, but I won't say that.
I think we're focusing. I would focus help first, then the rights. People want to add rights first, then that's your priority.
Well, rights are important, right?
Yeah, rights are very important.
Yeah, but it's right to use a particular bathroom, right? So if it was like rights like
voting.
Trainees can't speak, trainees can't.
You know where the issues come with the transgender people.
Because they can't.
And look like a dude.
Yeah, well,
and if you go in the chick's bathroom, you get in trouble.
Right.
Well, I mean, I thought you meant in regards to voting. That's more important.
Right. No, everyone can vote. No one's taking any laws away from voting. We're just talking about the bathrooms. I mean, as far as mentally ill, I think it's been pretty much known that just because you're transgender doesn't mean you're mentally ill. Right.
Well, I meant the more important issue is if let's say you have you're a man and you have a surgery,
right.
You get the big kahunas, and you cut the schlong. And you walk in, and you look like a female. You've done the
exactly.
You've done the all the conversion.
So a lot of times people are just going whatever they look like, so they don't get defined anyway. But it's just making it so there's no way people can get in trouble for it.
Well, the problem with that is that certain states are a bit iffy, so you can't change like the gender of your fucking. If you want to change the gender, you need to provide a birth certificate.
Yeah.
So once you do that, it's always gonna say male. So if you go to vote and you go in and you hand your ID, right, and they're looking at a banging woman, one hell of a trap, right, the best trap in the world, right, full converted, 99%, and they're like, that's male. So but that's only if they notice it. That can be a problem, but it's only in regards to certain states that.
I haven't heard of that. I haven't heard of that being an issue.
That's the only real issue in regards to like bathroom stuff. I really don't give a fuck about bathroom rights.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I'm willing to grant in regards to transsexuals. That shit
Well,
really needs to.
Thank you, Great Overlord, for granting that. I mean, yeah. Well, in New York.
I'm a voter. That's every vote counts.
Right.
So
You
I
know,
am.
that's your decision. That's what we're basically talking about. Speaking of voter, we got some more questions. Shout out Big Bad Cam 16 a damn.
Welcome to the
JT Lax 41.
This is
all on Instagram for leaving questions. A question that's kind of a good segue from what we were talking about.
Yeah, let's do it.
Voting, right? What do you guys think of like the voting process, just as far as its difficulties and its and then even like just how the final decisions are made,
Can we specify? Because
I'll give you an example, right? To kick it off, right? A problem I have is this, and well, two problems. I'll say this. First problem I have is how come when American Idol was a poppin' show, it would get 27 million votes in like an hour, right? But then when it's time to vote for a major election or something like that, just so many people that are even registered don't go out to vote, right? It's just one. I feel like it's too hard to vote. Like it's 2017. I feel like you shouldn't have to. I feel like it's too hard to vote in the
That's
registry.
interesting because, like, I mean, if you work 9 to 5, we get 2 hours before and 2 hours after you can vote.
Right. So you only have 4 hours. Then don't have kids or don't.
Yeah. If you have to drop anybody off at daycare, if you just don't wake up in time.
Right.
I mean, that means planning so much. You got to plan your day beforehand.
Right.
It can be rough actually. And then the other funny
lines at those times are so long.
The poorer you are, the less likely you are to even work that 9 to 5. So you might have a weird sleep schedule.
Right. Exactly. It definitely disproportionately affects people that have lower income because it's harder to vote, and then you can only vote in your one district. So say if you live in one part of town and you work an hour and a half away, you can't vote near your job. You know what I mean? So it's like now you have to. There's just so many things. I feel like voting day should be a national holiday,
That would be a good call.
and everyone who doesn't vote, they get an extra tax or something. Like maybe not an extra tax. I don't feel like you should have to.
Everybody goes to the voting place.
I feel like
$1.
yeah, maybe that. Like you just get a dollar. Like maybe you just get a dollar.
Not the tax.
Right. I agree. I thought about that. I don't think you should be
That's a
taxed.
really bad fucking.
That's a bad idea.
Maybe you just get cooler stickers and you go or something.
Because I think you need more than a sticker. I think there should be more of an incentive. You should get free food or something that day.
I mean, the day off. That's what you get.
Right. If you vote, you get the day off. That should be what it is. Like it's like it doesn't make sense, but it shouldn't be this hard to vote, in my opinion.
True.
And then when it comes to the primary elections, right? In my state, which I'm like registered in Maryland, you're
here on a student. You're here as a student.
I'm an artist actually, so I moved here. I moved here from DC. I lived in Maryland, moved here from DC, and I'm living here. I'm an artist.
Are you gonna eventually register here, or?
Yeah, I'm gonna register here, but it's like that's another thing. It's like harder because I have to change my license, and then it affects my insurance, and then like all this other stuff I have to change, and it's like. You know what I mean?
Here's the thing, I would do that because in my state, or well, at least in my city, I don't know if it's for the state, if your IDs don't match your new residence, you can get hit for that.
Really?
Yeah.
With a fine. Now, you can't get they could arrest you for any crime, but it's mostly a fine. They're not going to arrest you for this shit.
Right.
So, like, you may not want to get fined if you ever get plowed if you drive through the city. But if something ever happens and they see that, they may tack on an extra fine to you.
Exactly.
So you want to look into that, though. I don't know what this other shit is.
I mean, another thing is, right, I do drive sometimes, and like, in New York, insurance is higher.
Yeah.
Like, car insurance is, like, way freaking higher than it is in Maryland. So, like, you, like, just, like, registering in New York and then having a car, like, your insurance goes from, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But no, the voting thing, another problem I have is the two-party system, right?
Yeah.
I just feel like, first of all, in the primary, you have to vote within your party. So if you're not already registered as a Democrat or Republican, you can't really vote in the primary.
Yeah.
And then you have to
register for both.
I don't know if you have to register, or do you just like go and say which one you want? I think
in Maryland, you have to be registered.
Really?
It's state by
So
state.
Virginia was like you go there like which ballot do you want?
See those are better laws. In our state, it's you have to be registered, and it has to be done like weeks before, or they will turn you away.
Well, the problem with voting reform is kind of each state kind of does it its own way. But
and also the parties aren't so much set up in
well, I mean,
systems.
to roll back a bit. So to roll back a bit, you were saying that like there's all these problems. So you're basically saying that like when you first started it off, you were saying there's all these problems in regards to voting. So you're saying that it mostly stems from the fact that people have to work on that day, or
yeah, I feel like back in the day, right, when they used to do things to stop black people and lower income like farmers from voting in America, and the way they would do it is like literally at the voting booth they would like, oh, here's a bar of soap, you have to tell us how many bubbles is in a bar of soap to vote. Like my grandma told me this, like they're like, they would like do stuff like that to stop people from voting. Now obviously that's like ludicrous, right? But in like in small town America, like, and the sheriff standing right there with the gun, like, you're just like, what are you gonna do? You walk away, you don't vote, right? Now the new thing is you have to have all of these technical restrictions that stop you from voting. You know what I mean? So that's basically my saying. I'm saying the technical restrictions are more obstacles for people to not vote.
And they're more subtle.
Right.
well, the benefit is in some states, not all states do this, but there is early voting. In my state, early voting is a thing. In some states, in a lot of states, early voting.
Yeah, it is.
There are some issues with early voting.
A lot of issues.
And the main issue is that it's not always a full ballot, but you get the main federal one, and you tend to get judicial, but you may get some, and like some of your local stuff, but you may lose out on voting on certain things in regards to your state Congress. But that's state by state.